Hello, welcome to Geeky Hijinks, home of the Mischief Makers, and today it's another tag video from Strange Monkey Reviews. Now, Strange Monkey is hilarious and he's a great reviewer. Every time I watch his videos, he generally does make me laugh because he's very random and he just comes out of nowhere. And his tag video, watch his tag video for the one he's tagged me in now. That's really funny, makes me laugh loads. He's like a little guitar riff, and his little Lost Boys impression made me laugh quite a lot. So check him out, he's a really nice guy. His link is in the below. So the whole premise of this tag is it's all about horror movies, but my favourite subgenres within this. So I've got a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 subgenres of horror films to tell you which one's my favourite. So let's start with found footage. So my favourite found footage film is a difficult one. This I'm gonna say Paranormal Activity. The third one or the first one, let me think. Let's go with the third one, because when you're seeing horror through the eyes of kids, they're more vulnerable, so you kind of feel the fear more, because what can they do against a demon or a ghost or an entity or a killer clown? Nothing really. So you're in their shoes, but you feel their vulnerability. And that's why Paranormal TV 3 works so well, like with a bit of the ghost sheet and how they use technology back then to make sure they could capture everything in the room, because you think you can just use a camera like this to capture things nowadays, but back in the 80s how they do that, and I think they did that pretty well. The scares were really good, and what I loved was that the trailer they showed for this film, they didn't use anything from that trailer in the film. So there's a scene, a Bloody Mary scene in the trailer, and when it was coming towards that in the film, I was like, oh, it's this scene. But they completely shot it different, and the scare was different, so it caught me off guard and scared me. So I really appreciate it. I wish most horror films or most films would do that. I know Marvel does it sometimes to trick you. That's what's happening in the film, but I wish horror films did this more. And also, what was smart about the third one was they get you used to this home and the rooms in the home, and then in the last 15 minutes they put you in a new home completely, where you don't know the layout of the place, and you're just seeing it through a camcorder. So you feel even more vulnerable and a bit more like, okay, I don't know this place. Things can come from anywhere now. So that's why I'm going to choose Paranormal Activity 3 as my favourite found footage film. Favourite zombie film? Zombie films? I've only seen a few. I've seen the Romero ones, of course, Shaun of the Dead, Wreck, which is a really good found footage film, and the zombie film too. If you've never seen that, go check that out. But I would say it's got to be 28 Days Later. I just remember buying this one from HMV, got it on DVD, stuck it on, and it just also lost an impression. I know it technically is about infected people as opposed to zombies, but zombies are technically brain dead, so the infected are brain dead and just ravenous, so zombie. But it's just that last scene that really cements it for me. It's been my favourite, where Cillian Murphy, however you want to pronounce it, he's breaking back into this compound with all these army soldiers that aren't all there. And he breaks in and starts killing some, but it's that music that's kicking in, that really famous piece of music that plays along this scene. It's the rain. It's just shot beautifully. He's his character's acting like one of the infected, and then all the infected break in, start tearing people. I'm gonna watch a film after this, I think, because I haven't seen it for so long. But yeah, great zombie film. Now my favourite paranormal film. This is a hard one because there's so many great ones. You got Poltergeist, you got The Conjuring, you got Insidious. I'm trying to think, it's like going to a jukebox, you just forget everything. Even though I've written mine down, you forget all different examples of paranormal films. Paranormal Activity. But my favourite is Oculus, the Mike Flanagan film, which if you've never seen it, go check it out. It's incredible. But the reason why I love him is I've seen it for 5 times, and each time it never gets boring. I spot something different each time. Essentially, the film is about a brother and sister who grew up in this nice home, but their parents went a bit crazy and died under mysterious circumstances. And the boy goes to an institution, like a mental institution, and his sister doesn't, because the boy basically said, "This is what I've seen," and the girl kept her mouth quiet. And then years later, they reunite. He's been released from the institution because he's mentally more better. And they go back to this home, or the sister manipulates the boy to go back to the home, so she can prove that what killed her parents was paranormal. But he wants to go there with her to prove that, no, look, I've been in this institution for years. they've told me rationally what happened. So you're seeing their point of view through the film, and you're seeing his point of view, which is the rational side. Like, no, this is how we're going to explain it. But then we're seeing it from her side, where we're seeing the paranormal side. And if you've never seen it, go watch it and find out the result yourself. But it is great, and that's why it's one of my favourites. Favourite torture porn film? So, well, there's not so many of these, but it's going to be Saw, the first Saw, which isn't torture porn per se, because it's more like a thriller with horrific moments, and it got more torture pornish later down the line. But the first one will always be great because that twist ending. And if anyone can say to you, I saw that twist ending coming a mile away, it's like you're chatting rubbish, because no one saw that coming unless you got spoilers from the internet, or your friend told you, or you just heard about it from something or someone. You're never guessing it. Sixth Sense, yeah, I can let you guess that Bruce Willis was a ghost the entire time. Yeah, I can give you that one because maybe you could spot the clues. This one, why would you? There's a body in the middle of a bathroom, two guys chained up trying to work out how to get out, and they show different clips of people being trapped, hence the torture porn part, but no one's going to guess that ending, and that's why just the ending alone makes this my favourite, well, one of my favourite horrors, but also one of my favourite torture porn films as well. My favourite vampire film, there's so many good ones I love, but I'm going to go with You're One of Us Now, Michael, The Lost Boys. Watched it again last night just to remind me, because I thought to myself, I haven't seen that film in ages. Put it on, reminded myself why I loved it so much. Love the music, my god, anything with the Doors is up my street. But the music's great, the humour is on point. The horror comedy combo is perfect. Generally funny, every funny moment that comes, I laugh at. The Frog Brothers are so ludicrously over the top, I love it. The vampires, like Kiefer Sutherland and his crew, is it me, or with them, they're very psychedelic. You know how like in old Dracula films, where he would use his eyes to seduce people and they would fall under his spell? When the way it's shot, when they're like hanging from the trees and you can see like the reflection of the fire or the flame on their face, and they're all laughing and their eyes are changing, and they're like, You're one of us now, Michael, and they're all like laughing. That was like very psychedelic and trippy to me. I don't know if anyone else gets that vibe, but it's almost like the staring thing, but their laughter and just pure passion for chaos was like attractive to Michael. That's what brought him in. But yeah, it's great film. If you've never seen The Lost Boys, watch it, because it drips of the 80s so badly. But it's also my favourite vampire film. Favourite werewolf film has got to be Dog Soldiers, because there's so many good werewolf films, but Dog Soldiers for me, it's set in the UK. Some great actors, the banter between the soldiers is hilarious. Essentially, if you've never seen it, soldiers on a training day out in the woods get attacked by like werewolves. They then huddle up in this like cottage in the middle of the woods where the werewolves are trying to break in and murder them, and they're trying to fight them off, but they haven't got any weapons. And it's just a great film. Like, I love the practical effects, the way the werewolves look, the gore effects are great, where the guy's guts all hanging out. And the bit where he goes to the guy, knock me out so you can like perform some surgery on me in his bedroom. And he punches him and he goes, and then he gets back up. He's like, boy, what'd you call that punch? And he punches him again. It's really funny, but also you feel bad because you get to know these characters and they're the soldiers, and they start getting ripped to pieces and killed one by one. It's kind of a shame because you kind of bond with them. And for me, for a horror film, there's always the films where you want to see them die and the films where you don't want to see them die. And it was this one. But I liked all of them. But it's a great werewolf film. If you haven't checked it, check that out too. Now, Home Invasion. My favourite home invasion film has got to be You're Next, which can be classed as a slasher. But it's a great spin on the whole Final Girl thing. Again, the film, if no one's seen it, about this family reunion in this big nice house with this wealthy family in the country. And these people on the outside in these white masks tried to break in, kill them one by one. The reason I won't tell you, because it's a really fun film, but I like the twist that the girl that's coming along, she's the girlfriend of one of the sons of this wealthy family, she's a bit more trained than your average lady, and if she came across Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or Jason, she'd probably give them a good fight and probably beat them, because she's that kind of girl. But yeah, it's just everything from the 80s feel of it, like they use a lot of synthesizers and the music, the way it's shot, very 80s. And there's this song that keeps playing throughout the film, because there's an attack on this house, early on in the film. The first scene, it's not a spoiler. And there's a song that keeps playing on repeat. And if you don't download this on your phone and play it at least that same day, there's something wrong with you because it's really catchy. But it's such a great film. Sci-fi film is difficult for me because I love The Thing. The Thing is amazing. Conflicted. I'm going to pick Alien because it is a horror film. It's basically a slasher in space, but with an alien picking off the crew members instead of Jason. And I remember being, about 12 years old? But I heard about this film. I heard about the chest burster before I saw it. And isn't it amazing? Like, is it just me that when your parents tell you about a film as a kid, our imaginations are so vivid back then? Mine still is. But when your parents explain to you a film, like about the whole things jumping on your face and the chest bursters, your imagination is so wild that when you see it, it's more wild in your imagination, so it's amazing. But everything from Ripley, Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, she's amazing. One of the best characters of all time, in my opinion, as well in a horror film, sci-fi horror in this case. The alien effects, the deaths, the tension. When I forget his name now, is it Kane? When he's going through the vents and with a flamethrower and he's firing it down to see where the alien is, and he turns around and the alien's there and grabs him. That scared the crap out of me as a kid. But it's a classic. If you've never seen Alien, there's something severely wrong with you. It's amazing. And my favourite slasher film is Halloween. It's the OG. It's the first one I ever saw in my life. It's the twist at the beginning with Michael Myers being the little kid that killed his sister. It's the deaths where he gets that guy, stabs him through the stomach, pins him up against the wall, and he sort of, like at an art gallery, just turns his head. Love that scene. Deaths are great. Jamie Lee Curtis, first time I saw her in anything, she was great. It's just a classic. The music, the storyline, again, a film that's really effective now as it was back then. I remember one Halloween in my late teens, it must have been about 19. I was sitting there on Halloween on my own in the dark, had a little gap behind me just like I do now, and I was watching this film and I was just like looking behind me every 5 seconds because I was paranoid he was going to come up behind me even though I was pressed against this wall. It's really, really scary still. And the sequels, I watched them all. The third one gets a bad rap because it's called Halloween. Had it just been called Season of the Witch or something completely different, I think it would have gone down better. But all the Halloweens are good, like the new ones that came out in 2018. But the OG Halloween is my favourite slasher. Hello again. So as I mentioned, I forgot to add in the foreign film genre, sub-genre into this horror mix. Don't know how it happened. I guess I'm just writing them down. Missed it or forgot. I don't know. But either way, I would say that my favourite foreign horror film has got to be I Saw the Devil. Now this movie is as brutal as it gets, and I do consider this a horror because it is. If you've seen the film, it's horrific. I watched it with my sister. Yeah, if you watch it with anyone, my sister can handle horrors, but even she was scarred by this one. She just came in one day, saw me watching it, she caught the first 10 minutes, sat down, she's scarred for life. And there's even scenes where I'm like, oh god, that's disgusting. All I'm going to say is toilet scene, if you've seen the film. But essentially it's about a guy that kidnaps this woman. He's a horrible human being, this guy. He's a murderer, serial killer. And he kidnaps women and he just mutilates them, kills them, destroys them in the worst way possible. And one of the victims is the wife or fiance of a policeman or an ex-policeman. I know what, I forget now. Terrible memory. But either way, this guy is riddled with like pain. He just feels awful. The thought of his wife being murdered and mutilated and killed, it just gets to him. So he tracks this guy down, finds him, destroys him, doesn't kill him, and throughout the film he just lets him go to then track him down and just hurt him, like really make him feel pain, break his arms, break his legs, do anything bad to him that makes him feel pain. He wants him to feel the worst you can feel before you die. But by doing so, when he lets this guy go, this guy does other things to people. He like kills other people, like attacks women. So this guy, even though you're on his side, you want him to catch this man. Because he's doing almost bad things as well. You're kind of conflicted. You want to see him, the bad guy, definitely die, but you want this guy to calm down and just end it. But he doesn't. But it's a great film in general. If you haven't seen I Saw the Devil, go definitely see it now because it's a great film. Anyway, back to the video. So now I'm going to tag 5 channels to take part in this. Now if you can't do it because you're really busy lifestyle, got your own videos to do, just haven't got the time to do another video, because there is a lot going on the moment with competitions and tags and your own stuff. Completely get it, but I'll tag you in it, and if you want to do it, great. If not, it's all good. So the first channels I'm going to tag are going to be Danny from the Ghana movie and Tony from Sinister Arts and Movies. Great channels. Everyone's channels will be in the description below, but they're lovely people. They have great content, so make sure you check them out. But I want to see what they would choose. Also, I want to choose Dan from The Upside Down. Good, lovely guy, another great channel. There's a variety of different reviews, everything from horrors, animations, dramas, basically everything that comes out. Lovely guy, so I want to see what Dan chooses. There is OldAFReviewers. Now, I know Ricky, you're quite busy with life and everything else going on, and eating eggs and stuff. So if you can't do this, it's absolutely cool. But I want to see you would choose, because I guarantee you'll choose some films that I'll be like, huh, never heard that one before, so I'll check it out. And my last pick is Vaseem from Horror Lives Matter. Great guy, make sure you check him out. Love his content, really friendly, really personable. So Vaseem, I want to see who you would pick, my friend. And thank you Strange Monkey Reviews for tagging me into this. Had so much fun with it. My voice is gone because I've been doing so many videos today that now I'm like, oh. But thank you so much for tagging me into this. Really enjoyed it. Anything like this in the future comes your way, come to me, my friend, because I'm going to be bang on it. Also, if you've not subbed to him, to subscribe to Strange Monkey Reviews, because he has a great channel, so make sure you check him out. But until next time, stay out of trouble.